Hi everyone, this is Mindy Eggen for Tailored Expressions, and today I'm here to share some inspiration with the Sweater Weather Kit, and this card is actually inspired by one of the sentiments in this kit. Even though this is a Christmas in July card making kit, I thought this would be a fun spin on an idea for it. So I will quickly walk through the products in this set. We have the Sweater Weather Stencil, the Dotted Snowfall Background, Sweater Sayings, Sweater Weather Clear Stamp and Die Combo, Foil It Sweater Weather Panels, and now some of these are included in the kit and some of these are available a la carte. We also have the Sweater Weather Insiders. So the insiders are sentiments you can put inside and using your Mink and the foil so you can foil your designs. Obviously, since my card is more fall inspired, I'm not going to be using these sentiments, but they are some fantastic sentiments that you can put inside of your card. There are also some envelope seals, which are some of my favorite, but those are available a la carte and they are really cute. Also gives you a jump start and an idea to create your Christmas sweaters. Now, out of all of this, I'm going to be using the stencil, the sentiment, the clear stamp and die, and also the coordinating die for the sweater. Additional products I'll be using is the A2 Layer Stacklets, A2 Postage Stamp Stacklets, and the Plaid Background. For inks, I have chocolate truffle, buttercream frosting, mulled wine, jalapeno, and honey. Additional supplies that I'll be using are the blending brushes. For cardstock, I'm going to be using toffee, mulled wine, and sugar cube. For adhesive, I have some Post-it tape, I have my repositionable tape, my foam strips. I'm also going to be using my ink stand for my ink pads, my tape runner, and also the clean sweep tool. And last but not least are my trusty tweezers. To start out my project, I have a piece of sugar cube cardstock cut to 6 by 6 that I put repositionable tape on the back and secured that down to my glass mat. Now I'm going to start with stencil 1. All of the stencils are labeled down in the bottom right hand corner, so I have that so it's in the right direction. And then I'm going to take some teal tape and add that to my stencil to hold that down to the work surface. I am definitely a fall girl and I really wanted to create these fall sweaters. Starting with the color honey, you could definitely change up the different sweaters on this stencil, the 4 different sweaters that this stencil is going to create by using some mini blending brushes. So each one would be a different color, but I'm going to use just one color per stencil. Once all the open areas are filled with color, I'm going to remove the teal tape and peel back the first layer of the stencil. Then I'll place the second layer down, making sure that that's always down in the bottom right-hand corner, again, securing that in place with my teal tape. The next color I'm going to use is Jalapeno, again, using my blending brush, picking up some of that ink, and I like to just dab off on my work surface there so I don't come in too strong with my color. Blend in all of those open areas of the stencil. Then I'll remove this layer and bring in layer 3 of the stencil. After I remove each layer of the stencil, I do go around the outer edges to kind of clean up any of the excess ink so I don't transfer that to my blending brushes or onto the open areas of the stencil. I want to make sure I'm keeping true to the color that I'm using. Now my next color here for the third layer of the stencil is going to be mulled wine. These are all very rich colors to me, very true to fall, although I could see the jalapeno and mulled wine being more towards Christmas if you wanted to turn these into the Christmas cards. So this is the last layer of the stencil and my last color, so I can go ahead and remove this stencil, and this is going to give me 4 different sweater designs. I have a die that is going to cut out my sweaters, and the easiest way that I found to do this is I'm going to first die cut this out of some scratch cardstock. I'm going to use a piece of Toffee Cardstock. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine, and once I do that, you'll also be able to see that the positive piece or the die cut piece also has some etchings on there like a sweater. I'm not going to use that piece though. I'm going to use the negative. So I'm using my scissors to trim that out. I'm going to leave a little bit of a border going all the way around. I'm going to set that off on the side for just a second. I forgot that I wanted to stamp some details to my sweater. So I placed this into my Misti and I'm bringing out this clear combo set. There's also a die set that you can die cut out a snowflake or a Christmas tree or snowman and add the die cut images to the front of your sweater. But those are Christmas and I really wanted to have the fall sweater theme. You're going to notice that one says hem detail, one says collar detail, so that it tells you on the stamp set exactly where to place that. I am lining up for 3 of them. I only need 2, and one of them I'm not even going to stamp details on because that was user error. I didn't line my stencil up correctly, so that's on me, not on the stencil. So I'm not going to do that particular one down in the left-hand corner. To stamp my images here, I'm going to use Buttercream Frosting, which is a pigment ink. And it's not the bright white. It kind of has an off-white to it, which I thought would be better with my fall theme versus a bright white. Now, because it is a pigment ink, I'm going to just help speed that drying process along with my heat tool. Next, I'm going to take that piece that I trimmed out and I'm going to line it up around one of my sweaters. You're going to see I'm leaving a nice white border edge around the sweater. I'm going to hold that template down with a low tack tape. That is important. And then I'm going to place the die right over the top. It's going to fit in like a puzzle and then hold that down with low tack tape as well and run that through my die cut machine. Now, the reason I emphasize low tack tape is because you don't want to worry about ripping your cardstock, or you don't want this to overlap your other sweater images because we don't want to rip anything. We put a lot of hard work into it. So that's going to help save your sweaters. So I will repeat that same steps where I'm lining up the template, lining up the die in there so it'll fit in like a puzzle piece, and then run that through so I have all 3 sweaters die cut out. I'm only going to use 2 today, so one of them I'll just save for a future project or tag. Now for the background, I am using the Plaid Background. I placed it down on the bottom of my Misti tool to pick it up with the door of the Misti, and then I put repositionable tape on the back of my Toffee cardstock that is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I placed that over my background stamp and then picked the cardstock up with the back of the Misti so it's in perfect placement. I'm going to ink up my Plaid background with the Buttercream Frosting Pigment Ink, and I will actually stamp this twice. I plan on using this entire panel, so I want to make sure I have good coverage everywhere, and if I need to, I can just re-stamp it wherever I feel like I was missing some of the ink. To clean my background stamp, I am going to start by using a baby wipe. So I'm going to get off most of that pigment ink with the baby wipe, and it's going to end up pooling up some of that liquid in between the plaid areas. To clean that up, I'm going to use my Tailored Expressions Clean Sweep tool. Since I had my Misti tool out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. And for this, I am using the sentiment that says it's sweater weather, which is what inspired my card project today because I'm a huge fan of fall and a huge fan of sweaters in the fall. I actually have some sweaters that kind of look like the ones that I created. So I'm stamping this onto sugar cube cardstock using chocolate truffle ink. I'll use the coordinating die for the sentiment, line that up, hold that down with the Postage tape, and run that through my die cut machine. Now I am going to speed up the drying process once again for my background. Since this is a lot of pigment ink, it takes a little while to dry otherwise, so I'm using my heat tool. And then I'm going to take an A2 stacklet and die cut this panel. Now I'm going to save both the positive and the negative piece. I picked out this particular size that's going to match the postage that I die cut out of mulled wine cardstock. When I was die cutting out or lining up that A2 stacklets die, I made sure that it kept a pretty even margin going around the outer edges. And then I took a tape runner and I'm going to add that to the back of that negative piece, place that on top of a side folding card base created from Toffee Cardstock. Then I'm taking some foam strips, adding them to the back of that mulled wine cardstock that I die cut using the A2 postage stamp stacklets, and place that over the top. So I'm able to use both the negative and positive piece of that stamped background and still be able to have that postage border going around the edge. So this top panel I will just add with some tape runner because I plan on adding my die cut and stencil pieces using foam strips. I will add that foam tape behind my sweater so it'll go in the middle, and I'm also going to cut smaller strips to go down the arms to make sure that I have complete coverage and no saggy areas. Just trimming that down with my scissors and then just kind of placing it there for right now so I can get an idea of how everything is going to fit on the front of the card. Then I can remove the backing of that foam tape, starting with the sweater on the top, kind of have that at an angle. Then I can remove the backing of my second sweater, and I will just slightly overlap that with my top sweater. Then I have my sentiment that's going to go down in that bottom left-hand corner. Since that is going to overlap one of my sweaters, I'm going to add foam tape, but only to the left-hand side of the sentiment. And then the other half, I will just add a little bit of liquid glue and attach that over the top. And that's going to finish off my fall themed sweater card for you today. I hope this card inspires you to think outside of the box or outside of the kit and use these sweaters other than just holiday. I do have an additional card that I want to share with you that is Christmas themed. So if you really want to make some cards that go with the theme of the kit, I have an additional idea here. I will have more information about this card over on my blog. I will also have all of my supplies listed down below in the video description and over on my blog as well. So be sure to check that out for more details.